We've all experienced this before. A new game gets teased or a trailer comes out, and we get crazy hype, like 6-year-olds seeing the ice cream truck. We wait for months, sometimes years. And when we play the game, it sucks. Or maybe it didn't suck, but it just didn't live up to our expectations. You thought Valhalla would have been a return to form for Assassin's Creed, but you got stuck with an endless RPG that you still haven't finished. Or maybe you expected a certain game to run super smooth and have this amazing story. When you get into the game, there's about 6 frames in total. And it may not be bad necessarily, but it just wasn't what you were hoping for. I found this happened to me and a lot of other people I know a lot in recent years. Like, for example, I was so pumped for Outriders when it first came out, but after a few hours, it wasn't as fun and it didn't have the looter shooter feel that I wanted. Obviously, that is just my opinion, and if you enjoyed Outriders or any other game, then that's great. As long as you have fun, that's what matters. But I was just disappointed with Outriders. The game wasn't like a buggy, broken, disgusting mess or anything, don't get me wrong, but I just hoped for more, like I'm sure many others did too. Another great example that recently came out is Saints Row. Now, this one is a little bit different because this game was just not good all around. They could have done so much more with the game. They had so much potential for good combat and driving, set pieces. I mean, they sold the Uncharted 4 convoy section, like, come on. But it was just boring and the world was a little empty. Now, again, maybe I just had my expectations set a little too high for Saints Row. I mean, then again, I should have known it wouldn't have been the best. But I just wanted to have hope for this game. It's fun to be hyped and get excited for a game that's coming out. I mean, how miserable would you feel if every single time you saw a trailer for a game, you just like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll pick it up. Hopefully it's on Game Pass or PS Now or something. That would be so depressing. I don't think I'll be able to play games anymore without getting hyped for a trailer or something. Like when they showed the Wolverine teaser, I got so hype. Like I've wanted a Wolverine game for years, and finally I know that we're getting one. And even if people say that we have to stop getting excited for these games, I'm still gonna get excited for Wolverine because I've been waiting so long, and Insomniac is a trusted company. And yes, of course, every company can mess up, but I still am excited. Another example is Ragnarok. I mean, I had just finished God of War 2018 about 2 weeks before Ragnarok came out, and it got me even more excited to play Ragnarok. But I wasn't sitting there like, well, the game might be bad, so let me not get too excited or anything. No, I was hyped. I wanted to play Ragnarok. I was counting down the days and the hours and the minutes. I was watching trailers and videos on it religiously. And when the game came out, it was a masterpiece. I wasn't disappointed at all, but I was actually enjoyed it. I don't want to turn this into a little mini Ragnarok review, but the graphics were amazing. The combat was amazing. The story was amazing, cutscenes, everything. The characters was beautiful, perfect, in my opinion, of course, but it was still amazing. And this is probably the game I was the most hyped for the past couple of years, besides Wolverine, of course. So, how come it wasn't a disappointment, even though I was so excited for it? Because the game was simply just good. And Santa Monica was simply just a good company. Another game I was excited for was Gotham Knights. Yeah, I know. That one was my fault. But honestly, I really thought the game was going to be like super amazing. A co-op adventure with the Bat fam. in Gotham with the Batman villains. I mean, I didn't think they could mess it up, honestly. But then we got this average, or maybe slightly above average, Bat Family game. The game was not bad, but I would not recommend you to buy it for $70. It's just not one of those games. Maybe on sale, it's worth it to play with a friend, but just regularly to play by yourself full price, it wasn't worth it. It was a disappointment for me. Now, a game that I wasn't too hyped for or getting too excited for was Elden Ring. I know. How was I not getting excited for Elden Ring? Well, I didn't play any Souls games prior to Elden Ring. I dabbled in Sekiro a bit, but that was it. So I wasn't too interested in the Souls-like games. And Elden Ring, just the trailers just weren't my vibe. But then I got it. And it was literally one of the best games I've ever played in my life. The score, the graphics, the boss fights, the gameplay, the exploration of the world. There were so much things to find. It was a breath of fresh air, honestly. I was coming from a place of playing straight FIFA and Destiny 2 and Rocket League all day, every day. No Rocket League disrespect, the game is fun. But FIFA and Destiny at that time, my mental health was deteriorating. I I wasn't in a good place just playing those two games every day. And Horizon had just come out and it wasn't as fun as I hoped it would be. A good game, but just not what I hoped for and expected from Horizon. But Elden Ring, I had no expectations for it. I didn't even plan to buy it. And it came out to be this fantastic game, a literal masterpiece. And I was just going to brush it to the side. And I'm sure that many other people had this exact same feeling when Elden Ring came out. Because it was a kind of dry spot for games, honestly. And with Elden Ring, it was just so fun. We finally got a video game to play. That was fun. It wasn't a copy and paste Ubisoft game or money hungry EA title. It was a well made game with no microtransactions, and it was fun and made with obviously love and care. I mean, people have been wanting something new from these games. And yeah, obviously there's new games, but look at the top 10 most sold games of 2022. A lot of these games are sequels. Elden Ring is one of, if not the only game that's not a sequel. And you can argue it's a Dark Souls copy and paste, so very similar to Dark Souls, but still, a lot of the people who played Elden Ring did not play those games. And even if it is a copy and paste of Dark Souls, it still adds so much more. Look at the open world and the RPG elements and everything. It's so much. It's fresh, is what I'm trying to say. Very, very, very fresh. Everyone was getting tired of COD, sports games, Ubisoft games, EA games. And when that came out, it was like there's still hope in the industry, honestly. But that's just how I feel about it. So if you guys have a game that's releasing soon or later that you're very hyped for, leave in the comment section below. And if not, then just comment a game that you were hyped for and maybe it disappointed you, or a game that exceeded your expectations. But that's me, Lazul here. Hope you guys have a great, great day. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay loving. Peace.